Arzopa sent me this 8-inch high-definition photo frame. I thought it would be an excellent gift for my mom in her office. So let's open this box up and see what it looks like. Inside the box, there's a little booklet that gives you some helpful information, a stand for the back of the player, remote control, power supply, and the device itself. I do like that there is such a nice bubble wrap on this. Definitely keeps it from getting scratched up. There we go. On the side of the unit, it has the power port, mini USB, USB, audio out, and SD card options. The power plug is only about 3 feet long, so you may have to use an extension cord, but typical desks aren't going to be very tall, so you may be all right. I'm going to go ahead and get this plugged up. The screen here says loading. On the initial start, it has options for setup and calendar. It's highlighted the setup, so I'm going to use the remote here to access this. It has settings such as language and slideshow time and mode and repeat for music, repeat for videos, and you can do full screen, and there's just various settings in here. This frame does not come with an SD card or a USB, so I found a micro SD and put several pictures and a video and some audio on here. So let's test out the playback features. On the remote, there's a power button, which is pretty cool. And push that and get this thing turned on. It's got a loading screen here. Okay, now on the side is where the SD card reader is. I'm going to go ahead and get that installed. It's already brought up images because I went into the settings and told it to load images first. Let's see if I can get a good shot of this here. I have it set up to automatically play picture slideshow, and it's much clearer than you can see here on the camera. The angle's a little bit odd with my lighting here, so I'm going to prop it up just a little bit. Okay, let me go through some of the remote settings here. I'm going to go ahead and push exit, and it's going to bring up this menu. So if I go into my SD card by pushing enter here on the remote, I now have the option of movies and music and photos. Let's try out a movie here, so I'm going to hit enter. And it says I've got one film. Push enter again. The volume was maxed out, so I'm going to move it to about mid-range here. And it's set to repeat this over and over. So on your remote, the volume option is down and up right here. And there's also a mute up here at the top. I'm going to push that. And now it's just going to play the video with no sound. So I can also push music, photos, and movie here on the remote. So I'm going to push music. It's going to bring up that I only have the one song here. Let me unmute. Okay, so it's playing that. And once again, I can increase the volume if need be. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and push photo here. And it's going to bring up the slideshow once again. The features here on the remote are quite handy. To run through them real quick, the mute button, slideshow button, power button, photo, music, movie, play, pause, up, down, left, right, enter, exit. It's got the forward and reverse, and then the volume options on here. So if I want to pause this slideshow, I can hit there and it's going to pause. The back of the device has options as well. It's not quite as great as the remote, but if you flip this over, you can push play there, and when we flip it back over, it's going to start back up again. And you can also go into the menu settings here, and if I wanted to play my movie again, I can just hit the middle button and it would start that back. Let's check out the stand option here. I'm going to spin this around and we'll do this one here. So it goes up and down, and now I can set this up like you would expect on a desk. And we go ahead and push play on here. And like I said, the angle of this lighting is poor, but it's actually much clearer than it seems. The last thing I want to show you real quick, let me exit to the main menu and go to Setup. You can adjust the slideshow settings. So if you wanted to do more like 5 seconds or 10 seconds, you can adjust it here. I kind of like 3. And there's also a mode for how the next picture appears. I had it sliding to the left, but you can slide right or stretch, and there's also options here to do all of them. So random will just move the picture to the side in each one of those methods, but it'll be randomized. And once again, if you don't want your video to repeat or your music to repeat, you can change those settings there. And then you can also do the original size photo, so it's not going to be stretching or shrinking photos, and full screen. And then here's where, as soon as you turn on the machine, it's going to either start photos, calendar, or a combination of calendar, or go straight to the SD card option. So I had mine set to photo here. Now there is also a calendar feature. So here is the calendar. And in the calendar you can see it's going to play the slideshow and then have the option of calendar. And today's date is marked right here, so if it's hard to see. I like this HD picture frame a lot. Very responsive with both the remote control and controls on the back. Has a very crisp, clear picture, and the audio is also good with video and music playback. It's going to be a really good gift for my mom's office, I believe. Now there were 2 things that I wasn't quite as fond of, and that was the power cord is short, only about 3 feet, so if you have to go further than that, you may need to get an extension cord. Also, the time is in 24-hour mode, and there's no option that I can find for 12 hours. So both of those things you can easily work around. If you'd like to pick up this item, I have a link in the description below to the Amazon page. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye.